Part 34. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, TNNI. Chapter 331. It seems that the two people left by Balin are quite difficult to deal with. No matter how she threatened or lured them, they would not let her leave. She was determined to wait for Balin to come back. In the restaurant, Sikong Ling seemed to have expected that Su Wenyu would be kind-hearted and rescue people, so he did not leave. Therefore, the scene below could not escape his eyes, just like Su Wenyu watched the man and the soldiers before. Watching from above, it was clear at a glance. At this time, Su Wenyu was trapped by Balin's people. Sikong Ling saw it. Although he knew that Han Yu had secretly sent people to protect Su Wenyu, Sikong Ling was still a little worried. For example, when the man held Su Wenyu hostage before, the person who secretly protected her failed to stop it in time. Although the situation happened a little too suddenly at that time, it was a dereliction of duty in Sikong Ling's view. Sikong Ling didn't know that the people sent by Han Yu did lack some experience, but their skills were good. The reason for the previous situation was that he vaguely felt the presence of someone in the dark, but he didn't know that it was Sikong Ling's people. He only knew that the people in the dark seemed to follow them all the way, and his wife seemed to have noticed it. Although he didn't find any traces, he didn't dare to be careless. He was on guard on both sides, so he reacted a little late. Later, Su Wenyu escaped from danger, and the man only protected her in the dark and didn't come out. It was mainly because of those people in the dark. Those people in the dark could not show any traces until now and were not discovered by him. It can be seen that their skills are not ordinary. He was afraid that if he came out, he would be exposed. At that time, he would have no trump cards, and his wife would be completely in danger. He was also a little anxious, hoping that the people on his side would see his distress signal and come quickly. You go, if the people Han Yu sent in the dark are useless, take action in time, and Miss Su's safety is the most important. Sikong Ling didn't care about being exposed at this time, and it was not very important to be exposed in front of Han Yu. Although it was difficult to say what the relationship between him and Han Yu was, it was precisely because of this difficulty and complexity that he believed that Han Yu would not reveal his whereabouts, and at this stage, he and Han Yu had some of the same goals. Su Wenyu was anxious, worried that Balin would catch up with Kilo, and worried that Balin would not find her and return quickly. Who knows how brave such a scoundrel is, and she is alone at this time, no one else sees. Who knows what Balin can do? Balin saw her. The lustful look on his face was not that she didn't see it, but she had to save that person, otherwise if that person was gone, who knows what kind of changes would happen, and who should Han Yu follow? Su Wenyu never had the ambition to let Han Yu fight for that position by himself, although such ambitions were common in the previous life. After all, it was a chaotic world. Who would be convinced? Anyone with a little bit of military power and ability wants to fight for it. Maybe they can succeed with luck. But there is only one position like that. It is not easy to fight for it. Even if you fight for it, you may not have a good ending. If Han Yu really fights for it, he may have some confidence. He was able to sit in the position of Prime Minister in his previous life. With the help of the Su family and her in this life, he has more help than in his previous life. The Emperor Wu was actually just a scholar with some scheming ideas at the beginning, and he also had such a surname. Despite this, Su Wenyu still doesn't want Han Yu to fight for it. She sees it more and more clearly now. What's good about that position? Even if you fight for it with great effort, it's not only hard work, but many things are beyond your control. Even if you are an emperor, it's even more so. In order to balance various forces, stabilize the court, and seize power, you must suppress your personal joys, sorrows, anger, and happiness and cannot show them in front of others. More importantly, which emperor doesn't have countless beauties in the harem? Su Wenyu is jealous and wants to occupy Han Yu alone. She doesn't want anyone to share a man with her. She can't stand the thought. As the relationship between the couple gets better, Su Wenyu now understands Han Yu's narrow-mindedness and overbearingness in some aspects, just like she knew that Li Guifei finally followed Emperor Wu, but she still minded the intersection between her and Han Yu and some ambiguous things that were spread. Su Wenyu thought about it. The most important thing at this time was how to get out, otherwise everything would be empty talk. Not to mention Balan's obscene thoughts about her. This era is harsh on women. If she was taken away by Balan, even if she didn't do anything, her reputation would definitely be ruined. Thinking about the days she had lived in her previous life, she would rather die than let Balan have the opportunity to attack her. Watching the time pass by bit, Su Wenyu suddenly made a painful expression, her face turned pale, which frightened the two soldiers a little, and they asked hurriedly, "Madam, what's wrong with you? Quick, send me to the clinic. I have a heart disease. Normally, I took medicine and it didn't work. It's probably because I was too excited when I was held hostage by the thief just now. Now it's acting up again. Quick, send me to the clinic. I feel like I can't breathe." Su Wenyu couldn't speak at this time. She just kept panting. With such realistic movements, the soldiers who were still a little suspicious at first dispelled their doubts and only thought about how to deal with the current situation. If she is not sent to the clinic, the young lady will be in danger. Heart disease is not an ordinary disease. It may be fatal. But if she is sent there, there will be too many people in the clinic. The adults' plan may not be fulfilled, and they will probably be in trouble. Hurry, hurry, and send me away, send me away. Su Wenyu's breath had become much weaker at this time, her voice was as soft as a mosquito, her face was as pale as paper, and beads of sweat the size of beans were sliding down her forehead. It was obvious that she could not hold on any longer. She looked at the two soldiers with pleading eyes, but in her heart she was cursing the two soldiers bitterly. Damn it! She had been pretending so hard that her fingers kept pressing a certain place inadvertently, and she couldn't press it any further. Although she was pretending, it was really painful. She had seen this trick used by one of Sikong Ling's concubines at that time. She was also scared at that time and still remembered it vividly. Although she was later discovered, she still remembered it. "Madam, hold on, we will send you to the clinic now." The two soldiers were finally deceived by Su Wenyu and decided to send the person to the clinic. No matter what, they could not escape responsibility if the person got into trouble. This young lady was said to be an official's wife. I don't know which adult's wife she is. Judging from her temperament and dress, her status is probably not low. Moreover, this young lady also mentioned the name of the prefect. Who knows if there will be any relationship? Don't worry if they find out and investigate, they will be in trouble. The two people who were secretly unable to hold back and were ready to take action stopped their actions when they saw this situation. They admired Su Wenyu's wit in their hearts. They all knew Su Wenyu's details. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, TNNI. Chapter 332. When the soldier helped Su Wenyu out, Han Yu had come over in person. He was a little out of breath, and it was obvious that he came in a hurry. He was shocked to see Su Wenyu's pale face. Because he didn't understand the situation, Han Yu didn't attack the two soldiers immediately, but quickly took the person over. "What's going on?" Han Yu asked with a dark face. The evil spirit all over his body made the two soldiers tremble. This is simply an evil god. Looking at the momentum, it is clear that they can't afford to offend him. This lady was kidnapped just now. Maybe she was too excited and had a heart attack. We sent her to the clinic to see a doctor. The two soldiers hurriedly explained that they were innocent, but Han Yu was not someone who would believe it so easily. What heart disease is it? Han Yu knows his wife's body very well. Although she is a little weak, she definitely doesn't have a heart disease. There must be something fishy here. Seeing that his wife's face suddenly looked much better, and her hand pinched his waist, he understood even more clearly. If you want to act, you have to do it in full. Although Hanyu came to say that she was safe, Su Wenyu still did not reveal any flaws, but chose to continue pretending, because Su Wenyu still had some other concerns and did not want to be exposed now. However, although he saw that his wife was pretending, Hanyu still did not feel relieved. No matter what, his wife was stained with blood, and her pale face was not pretended. There was also an obvious blood mark on her neck, which was obviously cut by a sharp weapon. These were real things, which made him a little angry. Especially the two soldiers said that his wife was kidnapped by someone. Obviously, he had made good arrangements before he went out. Not only did he send Kilo, but he also followed someone secretly. He actually made his wife look like this. If the injury on his wife's neck was a little more severe, he dared not imagine what the consequences would be. Hanyu was furious. Kilo had not appeared yet, and he didn't know why. The people he sent to protect his wife secretly were still there, but they also injured his wife. But now is not the time to pursue these things. He will always figure it out. Hanyu didn't care about dealing with people. He just handed the two soldiers to his men and immediately took Su Wenyu to the clinic. No matter what, Hanyu would feel relieved only after the doctor checked that there was no problem. "Husband, don't worry, I'm fine. I was just pretending. We don't have to go to the clinic," Su Wenyu said when she left the side of the two soldiers and asked Hanyu to put her down. Su Wenyu saw the eyes from all around when she was on the street and let Hanyu hold her like this. Her face flushed. "By the way, there's also my parents. I've been out for so long. My parents, brother and sister-in-law must be waiting anxiously. Send someone to check on them." Su Wenyu suddenly remembered her father-in-law and mother-in-law who were arranged by her to work in the cloth shop. She couldn't take care of so many things in an emergency just now. Now she remembered and said hurriedly. Hanyu did not let Su Wenyu go, and still scolded with a bad face, "Be honest, I will make arrangements for your parents. I will take you to see the doctor first. What happened today, you have to tell me everything later. You went out for no reason and ended up like this. I will not let anyone off." Hanyu's words meant not only to punish someone individually. Su Wenyu shrank her neck. Why did she hear that she was also included in this? She was obviously the victim, and Kilo was also doing things for her, so naturally Hanyu could not punish Kilo. When the doctor really confirmed that Su Wenyu was fine, Hanyu was really relieved, but his face was still gloomy. He did not need a doctor, and wiped Su Wenyu's wound with ointment himself. "Husband, are you angry?" Su Wenyu asked with some self-awareness at this time. She didn't think she was wrong about what happened today. If that man was caught and tortured to death, history would have changed completely. She didn't like such changes. Too many unknowns made her feel insecure. No matter what, Emperor Wu was still a wise and virtuous emperor. She didn't want Hanyu to fight for that position. So who should take that position? It would be better to let the person who was supposed to sit there take it. At least Emperor Wu could convince Hanyu and let him follow. Hanyu had nothing to do with that man at this time, so he naturally couldn't understand Su Wenyu's intentions. Moreover, even if he understood it, he would not exchange it for his wife's safety. In Hanyu's eyes, Su Wenyu's current behavior was a completely unrepentant performance. For a strange man who didn't know good or bad, enemies or friends, she took risks and almost got herself involved. How could he tolerate such an act? The coldness on his body became more and more severe. Seeing Hanyu like this, the doctor knew that there was nothing to do at the moment, so he wisely withdrew, leaving the couple alone to solve any problems by themselves. He, an old man, would not be here to suffer from the chilly air, which was quite scary. "Husband, don't be angry. There is nothing we can do about what happened today. I didn't know it was such a coincidence that I ran into him. I didn't plan to care about the soldiers when they came, but I found that the man being chased was deeply involved with Deng Chen. I saw that you and Deng Chen were close friends, and you always wanted to make friends with this person, so I took the risk to save him. Su Wenyu naturally couldn't tell the real reason in her heart, so she explained it like this, and there was indeed this reason in it. Han Yu didn't expect the cause of the matter to be like this. He was stunned at first, and didn't know what he felt in his heart. He hugged the person tightly in his arms, and he couldn't bear to blame him anymore. Wife, why are you so stupid? No matter how good my friendship with Deng Chen is, it can't be compared to your importance. I told you not to risk your safety at any time. If something happens to you today, what's the point of everything I do? Han Yu said, wishing he could rub the person into his body and make him one, so that Su Wenyu could understand his thoughts and feelings. I didn't think so much at the time. We all know that Sun Tongpan is a man. If someone falls into his hands, most of them will not have a good ending. Moreover, I heard that the surnamed BA said that this was the intention of the higher UPS. I'm afraid that Sun Tongpan has someone above him. The situation was too urgent at the time, so he had to resort to this last resort. Su Wenyu felt a little sick when she mentioned that BA Lang, but Su Wenyu didn't plan to tell Han Yu about that BA Lang, otherwise Han Yu would be even more uncomfortable and would blame himself more. Han Yu's eyes became deeper when he heard Su Wenyu's words. Han Yu was different from Su Wenyu. Although he hadn't entered the military camp yet, these news could make him think of many things. Is the man you saved Lu Xiu? Han Yu was almost certain of the man's identity. He was related to Deng Chen, and he wanted to make friends with him. He was being hunted by soldiers, so he thought it could only be Lu Xiu. He just didn't expect that after he mentioned it several times in the past, his wife would risk her life to save people. How could he not be moved by his wife's ability to do this? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tian. Chapter 333. Wife, you must remember that no one is more important than you. If you do something like this for my sake and disregard your own safety, I will be uneasy for the rest of my life. Even if I get into trouble, I don't want you to suffer any harm. Han Yu kissed Su Wenyu's forehead and solemnly expressed his feelings again. He was very touched by his wife's kindness, but he didn't want such a thing to happen again. I know, it won't happen. In fact, I also expected that those officers and soldiers would not do anything to me. After all, I am also a family member of an official. In this way, Kiluo has a greater chance of escaping with others. Su Wenyu said this deliberately, not wanting Han Yu to know the danger just now. However, with Han Yu's shrewdness, how could he not know that the world is in chaos now? Although some officers and soldiers are wearing a layer of court skin, they do things that are more vicious and hateful than bandits. Otherwise, why would his wife pretend to have a heart attack? I'm afraid that Sun Tongpan's men have some bad intentions. Han Yu thought that his wife had just been frightened, so he didn't want to ask any more questions. He would know the answer after asking her. He carried her to the carriage and went back to the mansion. My husband, put me down and I will walk by myself. I am not injured. It is embarrassing to be outside with so many people. Su Wenyu whispered in Han Yu's ear. She felt embarrassed to let Han Yu hold her like this, and she was fine, but Han Yu just held her tightly, which made her feel helpless. Isn't the wound on your neck a wound? Han Yu's expression clearly meant that Su Wenyu was lying with her eyes open. What's the big deal about this wound on your neck? Besides, you walk with your feet, and it's not your feet that are injured. Su Wenyu's tone became more and more helpless, and she even despised Han Yu's intentions. She shook her legs as she spoke, and proved it with facts. Unfortunately, Han Yu had made up his mind, and no matter what she said, she would not do anything. She was so upset that she was still hurt by Han Yu. Be honest, don't make trouble. You just got so scared, how can you walk by yourself? You are my wife, and it is normal for me to hold you. What's embarrassing about it? Han Yu said and hugged her tighter. He remembered that his wife's face was pale and weak before, and she looked like she couldn't breathe. He was still trembling in his heart and couldn't calm down. Only by holding her in his arms could he feel the truth, so he refused to put her down. Han Yu didn't care about shame at all, and what's embarrassing about holding his wife, it's just that his wife is thin-skinned. Su Wenyu also knew that Han Yu had made up his mind. Seeing that there were many people outside, she buried her head in Han Yu's arms. Without Su Wenyu's company, Old Man Han and Yang's group were not so excited. Besides, they had been shopping for a whole morning and bought a lot of things. When they arrived at the mansion, they found out that Su Wenyu had something wrong and asked what happened. Han Yu didn't want to explain too much about some things, and he couldn't explain them clearly. He just said that Su Wenyu met bandits and was injured by bandits. Old Man Han and Yang were worried and wanted to come to see Su Wenyu, but were stopped by Han Yu. Han Yu knew his wife's temperament. Besides, she had just been frightened and needed to rest well. In fact, in private, Han Yu just wanted to stay with his wife and didn't want anyone to disturb him. Su Wenyu couldn't rest at ease at this time. She went to see the three little guys first and waited for news from Kiluo. I hope Kiluo can escape the pursuit of the officers and soldiers with others. Han Yu has sent people to meet them, but I don't know if he has found Kiluo. Han Yu was helpless to see Su Wenyu like this. His wife just loves to worry. Wife, I will take care of all these things. Just rest assured and don't think too much. Be good and sleep for a while, Han Yu coaxed Su Wenyu and said. Su Wenyu shook her head, let's wait, otherwise I won't feel at ease. Su Wenyu insisted and Han Yu had no choice but to wait with his wife. Fortunately, Kiluo came back soon, but it was obviously different from before. Her face was dirty and she was smeared with something like black and gray mud. Not only did she look a little embarrassed, but she was also wearing a bloody dress. Su Wenyu looked familiar. Isn't this the coat Lu Xiu wore before? It was probably to lure away the enemy. As expected, Kiluo saw Su Wenyu's gaze and said, this coat belongs to that young man. At that time, in addition to the pair of soldiers, many more soldiers came later. I had no choice but to think of this method, wearing the young man's coat to lure away the soldiers. How is that young man? Where did you put him? Su Wenyu saw that Kiluo was fine, and she was concerned about Lu Xiu who was rescued. She saved him with so much effort. Madam, don't worry, I arranged that young man with a reliable doctor, and he can be treated there. Otherwise, with the young man's injuries, if he went somewhere else, even if he escaped the pursuit of the soldiers, I'm afraid he wouldn't be able to hold on for long. That's good. Su Wenyu nodded. Kiluo did a good job. Not only did she complete the people she asked, but she also arranged everything very well. Han Yu, who was standing by, had a bad face. He did not show satisfaction because Kiluo had done things for Su Wenyu. He saw that Kiluo had some skills and was very familiar with the places near Yiyang Prefecture. He thought that she could help his wife to some extent. He also had a grasp on Kiluo's lifeline and was not afraid that Kiluo would have second thoughts, so he let Kiluo follow his wife. Before putting Kiluo next to his wife, he told her to put his wife's safety first in everything. As a result, such a thing happened. Han Yu already had a way to deal with it. Su Wenyu saw Han Yu like this and knew that Han Yu was most likely dissatisfied with Kiluo, but Kiluo did nothing wrong. She also ordered Kiluo to do so in that situation, so Han Yu could naturally blame Kiluo. My husband, this time it was thanks to Kiluo following me. If she hadn't reminded me, I wouldn't have known that Balan was Sun Tongpan's man, and I might have suffered a great loss. Suwenaiyu praised Kilugo and said. Han Yu understood what his wife meant, but he didn't agree with it. It didn't matter whether Kilugo had any merits or not. He wouldn't blame her as long as she did one thing well, that is, protecting his wife's safety. If she couldn't do this, he wouldn't care even if she did other things well. My husband, I don't care. You can't blame Kilugo. Kilugo didn't want to leave at that time and had to protect me. I threatened her and ordered her to do so. Didn't you say that you would give Kilugo to me in the future? Then I will be her master, and you don't have to care about her affairs, Suwenaiyu said rather domineeringly. Since she had spoken at that time, she had to keep her word and naturally had to take the responsibility. She couldn't let Han Yu get angry with Kilugo. Unfortunately, Han Yu is not so easily fooled. Once something is decided, it is rare to change it. Moreover, this is a matter of principle. However, he cannot be too harsh in his tone to his wife. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, TNNI. Chapter 334. Daughter-in-law, I can't agree to this. Kilugo has not fulfilled her duties and she deserves the punishment. I know you have a kind heart, but there are no rules without rules. Han Yu said it softly, but he didn't mean it. It was clear that there was no doubt that it was surprising that Suwenaiyu agreed. What are the rules? Kilugo is mine. Listening to my words is the rule. Her duty is to do things for me. I won't listen to your nonsense. Anyway, you are not allowed to take Kilugo away, otherwise I will not be finished with you. Suwenaiyu also has her own principles. Since she said she will take responsibility for this matter, she will not break her promise. There was a conflict between the two people on the issue of principle. Han Yu saw his daughter-in-law's rare coquettish look, cute and hateful at the same time, and most of all helpless. If his wife was reasonable, he could tell her countless reasons to convince her, but her daughter-in-law refused to be reasonable. Han Yu did not argue with his wife on this matter. He had seen it before when his wife became stubborn. It was not appropriate to hurt her feelings for this. However, Han Yu naturally would not give up just like that. Issues of principle, especially those involving his wife, there was no possibility of compromise on his personal safety, so he turned his eyes to Kilugo, who was standing aside. Daughter-in-law, do you think this is a good idea? Since the two of us have conflicting opinions and both have our own principles, let Kilugo say it herself. If she also feels that she did the right thing, then I will no longer pursue this matter. Han Yuhua said this. Her seemingly calm words contained a lot of things. Just one glance made Kilugo tremble with fear. Suwenaiyu was ready to have a good fight with Han Yu, but she didn't expect that Han Yu would change the battlefield and target Kilugo. Suwenaiyu cursed Han Yu secretly. How could Kilugo dare to go against Han Yu's wishes? This doesn't count, you are cheating. How dare Kilugo not listen to you? Yes, you are the only one who dares to do this. If anyone else had done it, I would have dealt with it long ago. Han Yu habitually touched Suwenaiyu's head and quietly changed the subject. But who is Suwenaiyu? Although she has been fooled by Han Yu in the past, it is definitely only a small part. There is a slight difference in IQ. Most of the time, Suwenaiyu pretends to be confused because she understands. At this time, she makes up her mind. Naturally, he would not be fooled by Han Yu. Don't change the subject. Anyway, Kilugo is mine now. Only I can boss her around. No one else is allowed to do it, and neither can you. Kilugo saw that the two masters were almost quarreling over her matter, and she was grateful to the lady for speaking up for her. Not to mention that it was her fault in the first place. She could not let the masters hurt their feelings because of her, and she also knew the temper of the adults. If he really wanted to deal with her, she would not be able to escape. It would be better to take the initiative to admit her mistake and get more forgiveness, which is to kneel on the ground with a plop. Thank you, madam, for looking after me. But this matter is indeed my fault, and I am willing to accept the punishment. Go Hanyu nodded, feeling satisfied with Kilogo's performance. Otherwise, it would be rare for his wife to have such a tough attitude. He would be a little troubled and would not handle Kilogo like this. No, before Su Wenaya could finish her words, Kilogo had already gone out and glared at Hanyu fiercely. She would not give up if Hanyu didn't give her an explanation. Hanyu understood his wife's intention and touched his nose. Daughter-in-law, you have to be reasonable. Kilogo violated the rules I set and will definitely be punished. I didn't plan to let her stay with you anymore. She failed to do the basics well. For your sake, I will spare her once and just give her a slight punishment. Let's take a step back, how about it? What else can happen? Su Wenaya knew that if she persisted, things would definitely continue to stalemate. It was good that Hanyu could take a step back, not to mention that it was just a small punishment. She would just compensate Kilogo later. She didn't know that the small punishment that Hanyu said was not that simple. After Hanyu dismissed Zai Li and others, he formed his own underground force, which is similar to the secret guards of those aristocratic families, and Kilogo falls into this range. Because of the nature of the secret guards, they are destined to the rules here are much darker and crueler than ordinary servants, and are simply unimaginable by ordinary people. When Hanyu saw his daughter-in-law like this, he knew that he had coaxed her into hiding. As for how her daughter-in-law understood it, that was her daughter-in-law's business. He would never remind her. He did not want his daughter-in-law to know about those dark and cruel things. Now that they knew where Luxiu was staying from Kilogo, both Su Wenaya and Hanyu decided to pick him up and transfer him immediately. The court was now very strict in tracing the situation. Although Kilogo said that the doctor was relatively reliable, he still took over his territory. The cultivation is more appropriate, or depending on Luxiu's own wishes, you can help him contact Deng Chen. Daughter-in-law, don't worry, I'll let someone take care of this matter. Don't worry about the rest of the matter. Just sleep peacefully for a while, okay? After coaxing his daughter-in-law to sleep, Hanyu put the quilt on his wife and came out gently. As soon as he came out, his gentle face turned cold, with a bit of coldness and cruelty. Hanyu wanted to blame him. Not only Kilogo also had extenuating circumstances. It was not that he didn't know his wife's temper, and he couldn't take back what he had decided. That's why he secretly sent people to follow him. Unexpectedly, he still didn't come in handy. My subordinate failed to protect my wife, please punish me. Chi Feng did not argue. No matter what the facts were, it was a fact that he failed to protect his wife. He understood this truth on the first day he joined the secret guard. Tell me, the reason. Although Hanyu was very angry, he would not lose his mind because of this. Chi Feng was both capable and loyal, so there must be a reason for not completing his instructions. Chi Feng then told what happened today one by one, and emphasized the person who followed in the dark. Although I didn't find any traces, I had a hunch, and the lady seemed to have found something wrong, but no one found the trace of the mysterious person. I didn't know whether the mysterious person was an enemy or a friend, so I didn't dare to act rashly, which gave people an opportunity to take advantage of it. Hanyu knew that there must be a reason, but he didn't expect that the reason was like this, and his face was a little deep and solemn. The people sent by Hanyu found the place but didn't see Luxiu. Doctor, where is the injured person before? That young man, I applied medicine for him, and then he left after he woke up. But with such a serious injury, how could he move at will? But I tried my best to stop that young man and I was not sure. He had to leave, as if he had some concerns, and I had no choice, the doctor said helplessly, as if he really tried his best to fulfill his duties. There was still some worry on his face, but a gleam of light flashed in his eyes, but he lowered his head so that no one could notice it. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tian Ni. Chapter 335. The visitor saw the old doctor like this and felt that he didn't seem to be lying. He threatened and bribed him a few more times, but he didn't notice anything unusual. There was really no one in the room, so he had to go back to report. After the visitor left, the old doctor locked the door and listened to the outside for no movement. Then he returned to the room, walked to a cabinet, opened the secret door, and saw a small room inside. There was only a bed and a small table inside, and a person was lying on the bed. Has the visitor left? Lu Xiu asked while leaning on the bed. In his hand was a white silk handkerchief with a plum blossom embroidered on it and a line of small words. Putting the silk handkerchief to the tip of his nose, he seemed to be able to smell the fragrance on it, just like the faint fragrance he smelled on the woman when he was blurred before. He couldn't tell what the fragrance was. It seemed to be the woman's body fragrance, lingering at the tip of his nose. The old doctor was quite respectful, replied to Mr. Lu San, "The man who came is not the woman who sent you here before. The old servant has sent him away. It seems that he has no suspicion." The old doctor followed Lu Xiu's instructions. If it was the woman who came, he would welcome her. If it was someone else, he would use another set of words. After all, the person who came might not be the woman, but could be an enemy or a soldier, so he had to act with caution. "That's good." Before Lu Xiu could finish his words, he saw a figure flashing in the doorway. His pale face looked even worse and his body was a little tense. The old doctor also noticed it at this time. He came to Lu Xiu in a few steps, with a guarded posture, obviously wanting to protect Lu Xiu's safety. The old doctor also felt ashamed and regretful. It was because he was not cautious enough that people suspected him. The visitor did not intend to move them. He was originally here on Han Yu's orders. Han Yu had told him that whether to leave or stay was entirely up to Lu Xiu's will and he would not force them. The reason why he turned back was that he felt that there was something wrong with the old doctor and that he was not honest. He was afraid that the old doctor had bad intentions. Now it seemed that this was not the case. The old doctor looked like Lu Xiu's man. "You don't need to be so defensive. The master asked me to come here just to make sure that Mr. Lu was safe. He had no other intentions. Since Mr. Lu was willing to stay and was not forced, I can go back and report." Goodbye. The visitor left immediately after he finished speaking, without any intention of staying, which showed that he really had no ill intentions. Lu Xiu looked a little ashamed. "I was a mean person after all, but in this world, with the outside world so tense, I had to act cautiously and resorted to this last resort. Don't feel guilty, third young master. We don't know the background of that person, so it's better to be careful. You are right, but the benefactor didn't leave his name, and I don't know how to repay him in the future." Lu Xiu's tone was a little annoyed and regretful. At this time, he couldn't take care of himself, and Xinyi was not his sphere of influence. He could only go back and ask his brother-in-law to find out. No matter what, he had to know who the benefactor was. "Third master, please inform our master so that we can make arrangements early. After all, this place is not very safe. I am afraid that sooner or later, soldiers will come to search, and it will be dangerous. After all, this secret room is not too secret, and someone with a purpose can still find it." "Okay, you inform your brother-in-law as soon as possible and let him pick me up. As for the other members of the Deng family, don't let them know for the time being." Lu Xiu did not trust the people of the Deng family very much. Although he was related to the Deng family by marriage, this little affection was nothing in the face of interests. The family was big, and there were all kinds of people in it, and their interests were not the same, except for his brother-in-law Deng Chen. First, Deng Chen was his biological brother-in-law, and second, he believed in Deng Chen's character. He was betrayed this time, so he was hunted down here. If he hadn't been lucky and met a benefactor to save him, he would have died by now. Han Yu was not surprised to learn that the old doctor was Deng Chen's man after hearing his subordinate's report. The Deng family had been operating here for so many years, so it was normal for them to have such connections. Kiluo had some relationship with the Deng family, so they hid the old doctor with him. Since Lu Xiu refused, Han Yu had no intention of saving him. Even if Han Yu admired Lu Xiu, it was mostly because of his good friend Deng Chen. He did not know about the past life like Su Wenyu did, and he knew that Lu Xiu finally ascended to that position. So he did not know Lu Xiu. As for the matter of saving people, Han Yu did not intend to let Lu Xiu know now. He had to see what the situation would be like next. Wang Mang was now too powerful in the court, and the arrest of the Lu brothers was an order from Wang Mang himself. The person above that Balan mentioned was probably Wang Mang's subordinate. The main reason was that Han Yu did not trust Lu Xiu that much now. Being associated with such a rebellious traitor would cause big trouble. He could not compare with the Deng family, who had such power and background behind him. As long as the people above caught the handle, they could use him at any time, so he had to be cautious and careful in doing things, and there could be no meaningful omissions. Su Wenyu was also indifferent when she learned about Lu Xiu from Han Yu. No matter how Lu Xiu reacted, she only cared about things going on the established track and not deviating from the original route, otherwise she would feel too insecure. Han Yu felt much more comfortable when he saw that his wife did not care that much. Even though he knew that his wife saved people for him, he did not want his wife to care so much about other men. In the afternoon, they received an invitation from the Deng family, inviting them to a banquet, but Han Yu sensed something unusual from it. Originally, the Deng mansion was going to hold a banquet, which was not surprising. It was just one day earlier than the date they knew, which seemed a bit rushed. Even if they were not so particular during the year, they still had to give 2 or 3 days notice in advance. Suddenly it changed. As time passes, those who know the situation will inevitably think more about it, especially after what happened to Lu Xiu. No matter what they thought, Han Yu and Su Wenyu went to the banquet on time the next day. As soon as they arrived at Deng's house, they met Ye Xingxin. When Ye Xingxin saw Su Wenyu, she was very affectionate. She didn't know but thought they were familiar with each other. In fact, it was only the second time they met. "Sister Yu, when I came here I was still thinking of accompanying you. You know I am most impatient with those women who like to be crooked. They are full of selfish ideas and their minds are filled with all those crooked things. It's so annoying, not as clear as my sister, and she's so beautiful, looks pleasing to the eye, and has more appetite for food," Ye Xingxin said with a greedy look on her face while stroking Su Wenyu's arm. Every time Su Wenyu sees Ye Xingxin like this, she feels extra cute. This girl is really in line with her temperament. She dares to love and hate, which is what she wants to do but cannot do. However, it does not prevent her from being happy. She was about to make a few jokes. Raised his eyes and saw an outstandingly beautiful woman walking over. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, TNNI. Chapter 336. The woman has a slender waist, is dressed in green clothes, has a smile on her face, and has beautiful eyes. She walks gracefully, her movements are elegant and natural, and her steps are full of lotus. Such beauty, such posture, and such temperament are all praised by everyone. Even Su Wenyu cannot admit that she is a truly carefully cultivated lady. She is well-mannered, elegant, and natural, and has a style of everyone. It's just that we are at home together, no matter how we look at it, there is a sense of distance, a little unreal feeling. After Su Wenyu was reborn, this was the first time she had seen such a beautiful woman. In the realm of Yang Mansion, this woman could really be called a sinking fish, a goose, a moon, and a shy flower. Su Wenyu had almost guessed that there could be such a beautiful person in Yang Mansion. Woman's identity. That's Miss Yin family, Yin Liwa, a real lady of the family. It's rare to see a real lady of the family. This is the banquet hosted by the Deng family, otherwise you may not be able to see it. Yezingson also saw it, and in Su Wenyu said in her ear, explaining the woman's identity, but why did Su Wenyu sound a bit unintentional in her words? Is this a compliment? This Miss Yin family's beauty is indeed well deserved. Su Wenyu complimented casually, purely because she thought Miss Yin family was beautiful, and had no other intentions. Yezingson disagreed and looked at Su Wenyu. Everyone says that Miss Yin is beautiful, but I think she is not as good as my sister, and she has enough airs. I feel something is wrong when I stay with her. Don't look at her smiling like that. Friendly, in fact, no one takes it seriously. Such people have serious thoughts. We should avoid dealing with such people because they are so tiring. Su Wenyu was still thinking whether Yezingson said this intentionally or unintentionally. Now listening to these words, Yezingson is indeed dissatisfied with Miss Yin family, but what Yezingson said is really on point. This lady is really not ordinary people, people like concubine Li, who had such a good relationship with Emperor Wu, still couldn't defeat this young lady from the Yin family, and Empress Guo. They all lost to this young lady from the Yin family in the end. The means can be seen. However, Su Wenyu also heard Si Kongling tell a secret about Emperor Wu, saying that the young lady from the Yin family once saved Emperor Wu's life, so Emperor Wu's treatment of this young lady from the Yin family was unusual, not to mention that this young lady from the Yin family was also beautiful. Extraordinary, his scheming and methods are first-rate, and it is normal to have the last laugh. It is not that there was a saying at that time, when marrying a wife, you should marry Yin Liwa, which shows the position of Yin Liwa in Emperor Wu's heart. Thinking of this incident, Su Wenyu counted the days and her heart skipped a beat. The so-called life-saving grace could not be just this time. The time does match up somewhat. If that were the case, it would be interesting. Without this life-saving grace, no, I wonder if this young lady from the Yin family, the Queen of Yin who has the last laugh, will have such a smooth road. Su Wenyu's impression of the Yin Queen is not very good. When talking about the Yin Queen, Su Wenyu can almost instinctively think of the kind-faced, ruthless, and vicious mistress of the Sikong family, with a virtuous and hypocritical face. I still don't know how to teach people. In her opinion, Queen Yin was this type of person. This was not something she could conclude out of thin air. In the past, Sikong Ling would mention Queen Yin to some extent. Although Su Wenyu did not fully understand Queen Yin, she had a general understanding. Sister, yeah, don't say that. Miss Yin family is the most beautiful girl in our Yang mansion. I can't compare to it. Don't make people laugh when you say this. Su Wenyu was still somewhat confident about her beauty. But Yezingson can say this, but she must not respond like this, otherwise people will think she is frivolous. This young lady from the Yin family has a good reputation in Yang mansion. She is not only beautiful, but also virtuous. She will not be foolish enough to compete with her. Although she doesn't care about such a false reputation, she doesn't want to end up in a bad situation over such a trivial matter. Reputation. Su Wenyu was thinking about it when the young lady of the Yin family had already walked up to greet Yezingson. With Yezingson's life experience and the fact that she was the young lady of the Shangguan family, even the young lady of the Yin family could not underestimate her. Although Yezingson didn't like the Miss Yin family very much, she didn't treat Hongling like she did before. She wasn't really that willful, so she still greeted the Miss Yin family politely, and then nothing happened. After all, she really had nothing to talk to Miss Yin. As for Su Wenyu, I don't know if Miss Yin family didn't pay attention or something, and almost ignored her existence. Although Su Wenyu had no intention of currying favor with Miss Yin family's attitude was still somewhat unpleasant. In the past, I've only heard that Miss Yin's family has both political integrity and talent, and is a kind person. Now it seems that this is also a matter of judgment. People obviously look down on her like this. Su Wenyu didn't force it, it was just right, but Ye Xingxin couldn't stand it. Although she had only met Su Wenyu a few times, she regarded Su Wenyu as a good friend in her heart. The young lady from the Yin family who greeted her politely just now was just a lady from a wealthy family. Although the Yin family is a wealthy family in Yang Mansion, it is still ranked low in the entire Daming dynasty. Tisk, tisk, some people are really arrogant. They think they are so great that they can be arrogant, so they don't listen to the rumors from the outside. They may look like gods, virtuous and virtuous, but they may not be worthy of their reputation, Ye Xingxin said sarcastically. Her words, although no names were mentioned, everyone present knew it very well, and it was made so obvious. Miss Yin's face was stiff for a moment. She really didn't expect that Ye Xingxin would be so disrespectful to her in order to vindicate Su Wenyu. She really didn't mean it, but she looked down on Su Wenyu's status, whether she was the daughter of a low-class merchant or a peasant woman who relied on her husband's opportunistic promotion to enter the upper-class circle. She even despised her in her heart, but she didn't show it on her face. That was because she was well educated. Yin Liwa has always been proud of her family background and beauty, as well as her good upbringing and talent. She has put the most effort in this. In the future, she will definitely marry a husband who can match her, and even reach the pinnacle of life. As for the relationship between the Su family and the Bayan Marquis mansion, Yin Liwa has no scruples at all. Outsiders are unaware of the rules of the Su family's ancestors. In Yin Liwa's opinion, the Bayan Marquis mansion would separate the second branch of the legitimate family. It must be that the second branch did something that the Bayan Marquis mansion could not tolerate. If it was not the legitimate branch, how could it be separated alone? As for the Bayan Marquis' wife's willingness to give the second branch some face, it is probably because of the inheritance of the same lineage. It's just a face-saving favor. It's Liwa's fault. I was distracted just now and didn't notice this lady. Liwa apologizes here. Yin Liwa thought so in her heart, but said apologetically on her face. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tianni. Chapter 337. With so many people watching, Miss Yin's family will definitely have a lot of efforts in saving face. To be able to spread her reputation for beauty, virtue, and outstanding talents so far, she must care about reputation, not to mention that it is Ye Xingxin who is saying this. The young lady from the Shangguan family mentioned it, but she felt a little aggrieved, and the smile on her face inevitably became stiffer. As for Miss Yin, my sense of presence here is relatively low. No wonder Miss Yin doesn't notice it. This is normal. Miss Yin doesn't have to be so polite. I'm sorry for causing trouble. It's not a big deal in the first place. I just apologize. It's serious. Although I'm not surprised by Li Duoduo, Miss Yin really shouldn't take it too seriously. Su Wenyu said with a deadpan smile, which meant that Yin Liwa made too much fuss, cared about trivial matters, and was narrow-minded. Having said this, Su Wenyu is really not afraid of offending people. Although Miss Yin family has become a queen in the future, she really has no intention of currying favor with her. In her previous life, Miss Yin family's eldest brother and Han Yu were on opposite sides, otherwise she would still you can be polite, and Lu Xiu is considered a wiser emperor. He will not mix up the affairs of the former dynasty and the harem. Yin Shi and Han Yu competed for the position of prime minister, but in the end they still failed to compete with Han Yu. I am afraid that the emperor is also wary of the increasingly powerful Yin family. Miss Yin's smile became even stiffer. As expected, this country girl had no education and couldn't speak. Fortunately, she was too generous to argue with a vulgar woman from the country. Mrs. Han is broad-minded and doesn't care about Liwa. Liwa is grateful, Yin Liwa said while enduring her internal injuries. Miss Yin is indeed worthy of her reputation as a virtuous person. She has high consciousness and a good attitude in admitting her mistakes. The girls raised by this aristocratic family are different. Unlike me, who comes from the country, she always talks straight, and is not rare. Su Wenyu said jokingly with a smile. Such words were a bit humorous, simple, and direct. Many people were quite fond of Su Wenyu's straightforward temperament, but Miss Yin's family heard the irony, but she stopped talking. Talking to such a person, Yin Liwa felt that her style was somewhat lowered. Yin Liwa would never admit that the reason why she deliberately ignored Su Wenyu before was because that overly beautiful face made her feel slightly uncomfortable, so she made such an omission and let Ye Xingxin take advantage of it. Several people went in together, and I don't know whose face it was. It was Deng Chen's wife Lu Yuan who came to greet her in person. Su Wenyu carefully observed Lu Yuan's face and felt that although Lu Yuan seemed to be smiling, his smile was a bit forced and absent-minded. Su Wenyu thought of Lu Xiu's matter. Not only Lu Xiu, but also their whole family would have a hard time now under Wang Mang's fierce pursuit. Lu Yuan was a married woman, and the protection of the Deng family prevented her from being affected. However, her natal family in this way, life in her husband's family will not be easy. Su Wenyu attended several banquets but did not see Lu Yuan show up. I wonder if the Deng family did it intentionally. Also, Lu Xiu was chased and seriously injured. Do you know if Lu Yuan knows? Probably because Lu Yuan concealed it well. Su Wenyu watched Lu Yuan carefully for a while but couldn't see any clues, so she gave up. At this time, she also saw her eldest aunt and two cousins sitting in the pavilion, and walked over to say hello. "Auntie, Lan Fang, Lan Xian, you are all here." Su Wenyu looked at Lan Fang and Lan Xian. She was so beautifully dressed today. The clothes she was wearing were the ones she asked the embroiderer to embroider. The jewelry she was wearing was also given to her 2 days ago. Master Cao, it was hard to get out. Su Wenyu once again wanted to say that she had really picked up a treasure. Master Cao's skills were simply amazing. The sets of jewelry were processed in his hands in a flash. The word exquisite could not be described. The aura adds a lot of color to those who carry it, so Su Wenyu feels that her cousin is much more beautiful and different today, so much so that she only realizes that Pei Yuhan did not come today. Su Lanfang and Su Langzhen glanced at Su Wenyu. Based on the tacit understanding they had gained during those days, they knew what Su Wenyu meant. They blinked and pulled Su Wenyu aside to whisper. Mrs. Pei looked at her with a smile and didn't stop her. The two concubines had lived with her niece for a while, and they seemed much more energetic. They were no longer as timid as before. They were getting closer to her, and she was still happy in her heart. Even though she is a concubine, due to the rules of the family, she grew up under her nose most of the time, so she still has some feelings for her. Lan Fang, isn't the Pei family's cousin here today? Su Wenyu asked, but she already had some guesses in her mind. Sure enough, I heard Lan Fang say, "Cousin, just talking about it makes me feel relieved." Pei Yuhan was grounded by her mother after she returned from Mrs. Hu's house that day. She framed you like that. Although my mother didn't have an attack because of the wrong occasion, she gave birth when she returned. She was so angry that she even grounded Pei Yuhan and said that if Pei Yuhan made trouble again, she would be sent back to Pei's house. Su Wenyu nodded, but didn't ask any more questions. She just didn't like Pei Yuhan provoking her again and again, but she couldn't do anything else. Su Langzhen touched the jewelry on her head at this time. "Cousin, thank you. The 2 sets of jewelry you gave us are so beautiful. We like them very much." "Yes, cousin, this is my first time wearing such beautiful jewelry." At this time, the 2 sisters truly regarded Su Wenyu as their elder sister. They did not say any polite words of rejection, but accepted the offer generously to express their happiness. "It's good that you like it." A grown-up girl should dress up well. I'll draw 2 more nice-looking ones later and have the master make them and send them to you. So when Ayu has a special master at home, so she has the confidence to speak this time. Besides, gold and silver are not valuable now. It's just a waste of brains and effort. What girl doesn't like beauty? But seeing how happy she is for 2 sets of jewelry, and thinking about Yin Liwa just now, her skills are not at the same level. Su Wenayu was complaining in her heart at this time, thinking about how her little cousin survived under Queen Yin, and even raised her son. She is also a capable person. Yin Liwa looked over as if she had felt something. When she saw Su Wenayu, her eyebrows wrinkled slightly, but she recovered quickly and paused on Sulangzan and Sulanfang again. When her eyes were on the clothes and jewelry of the 2 sisters, they paused for a few seconds. Even Yin Liwa had to admit that the clothes and jewelry they wore were really beautiful, and she didn't know where they were customized. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, TNNI. Chapter 338. Su Wenayu felt a little strange when her eyes fell on Yin Liwa's 2 cousins. She mainly looked at Sulanfang's reaction. In her previous life, Sulanfang worked for Yin Liwa to make a living. Although her son was raised, he was definitely a low-key man. Xiao Qiu came to an end, and now he looked at his cousin, although she was still young, but she looked at the Miss Yin family with a calm and generous look. She had the demeanor of a Miss Ho mansion. Although her appearance was worse, in other aspects she was not bad at all, and Su Wenayu felt that her younger cousin had a broader mind. "Cousin, what are you thinking about?" Lan Fang asked when she saw Su Wenayu looking a little lost. "No, I think this young lady from the Yin family is quite beautiful, but she seems to be very scheming and difficult to deal with. You should be careful when dealing with her in the future," Su Wenayu said. "My cousin is too worried. Miss Yin family has nothing to do with us. At most, we met at banquets and we didn't interact much," Sulangzan said after hearing Su Wenayu's words. Sulanfang felt the same way. Su Wenayu was a little mute. She was a bit mute in her previous life. She was the only one who knew about the matter, and naturally there were not many interactions like this now. "That's true, but you can't tell about things in this world. When do you have time to come to my place to play? Anyway, it's close now. You can even live there for a while. If it's inconvenient for you, I'll go and talk to my aunt myself." "Say, Auntie won't be unwilling. There are some things that are hard to talk about," so Su Wenayu quickly changed the subject. Su Wenayu didn't see anything different about Lu Yuan, but Deng Chen deliberately found Han Yu in the study. "Xiuqi, I'm in trouble this time. I need your help, brother." After much deliberation, Deng Chen felt that Han Yu was the most reliable. "This matter is extraordinary and will involve the entire Deng family. Let alone whether others dare to get involved in this matter, whether they have the ability is also a question, and only Han Yu is the most suitable. Even Shang Guanwu, who has a good personal relationship, Deng Chen did not consider it. After all, the Deng family and the Shang Guan family interests are different. There is no need to say these polite words between us. If brother Deng needs any help, just ask him." Han Yu had already guessed in his heart that in the world of Yi Yang Mansion, Deng Chen still needs his help, and it is probably his help. Thing. "I will no longer hide our brothers. My third uncle was chased by Prime Minister Wang's men and is now seriously injured. We need to arrange a place to recuperate as soon as possible. But everyone knows that my Deng family and Lu family are related by marriage. I'm afraid someone has been watching every move of our Deng family, so I came to Xiuqi for your help." When Han Yu heard that, it was true. Except for Lu Xiu's matter, Deng Chen's power in Yi Yang Mansion did not need to come to him unless he did not want to alarm the Deng family, or the Deng family was also under the supervision of others. "Brother Deng, do you want me to help arrange the affairs of your third uncle?" This is not a difficult problem for Han Yu. This matter has come to him after going round and round. "Brother, you must be aware of the risks and stakes involved. Brother, I have no choice. Due to the relationship between the Deng family and the Lu family, there must be many people watching me. If I make a move, people will notice it immediately, so I have no choice but to. Brother, you are the only one I can trust the most. After Deng Chen said this, he saw that Han Yu still looked calm, and was not surprised or nervous about it. He felt that it was right to entrust Han Yu with this matter. Don't tell me that brother Deng has helped me so much. It's just based on our friendship, and there is no need to say such foreign words. Your business is my business. Leave this matter to me. Then please. Deng Chen really admired Han Yu now. Such courage and calmness meant that these two were worried enough about this matter. It was completely inappropriate to see Han Yu so relaxed. The thing is, Deng Chen feels that he has not practiced enough, and this is what really makes him do great things. Because the matter was urgent, Han Yu escorted Su Wenyu back after attending the banquet, and left in a hurry. Su Wenyu also became busy at this time. The banquet before the New Year was inevitable for their family. They invited some familiar people, and the friends Han Yu made during this period were arranged on the 28th day of the 12th lunar month, and there was only one day left. This was the first formal banquet their family had come to Fukan. No matter what it was for, Su Wenyu had to make good preparations. If you make a mistake, you will definitely be laughed at. Human psychology is like this. If something goes wrong in an ordinary house, it doesn't matter. After all, no one is in charge of everything in the house. But Su Wenyu and the others came from the countryside, and Han Yu was promoted several times in a row. Ranking officials originally seemed to be promoted by opportunism and flattery, with so much contempt. If there were any slight mistakes, some people would use this to make trouble, and even use this to belittle Han Yu. This is Su Wenyu cannot be tolerated. For this banquet, Su Wenyu started to prepare several big dishes more than a week in advance. A good dish not only pays attention to the ingredients, but also specially left a crop of vegetables on the table just for this banquet. Daughter-in-law, thank you for your hard work. When Han Yu came back, he saw that his wife was still busy, and he felt a little distressed. However, this banquet was indeed very important, and he could not rest assured until his wife prepared it herself. Su Wenyu smiled, this is my responsibility, and I'm almost ready. Don't worry, everything has been arranged properly, and I won't embarrass you. Although Su Wenyu had no experience in arranging banquets, she had Nanny Li and Nanny Chen to help her, so there would be no mistakes in etiquette. As for the food at the banquet, Su Wenyu dared to say that their family's banquet would definitely be the best in the city. There were several kinds of fresh vegetables alone, as well as fruits and vegetables, which were rare to eat in the winter. Some people had never eaten the food from foreign vassal states. The key was that her cooking skills were trained by her, so they were definitely not bad. With her help in the preparations, even if they could not make the taste of hers, they would be about 70% of it. Now Su Wenyu was worried about another thing, that is, how to arrange the people in her husband's family. This was really a difficult problem. It was not right to let them participate, and it was not right not to let them participate. If they did not participate, everyone in the know knew that they had invited people from their hometown to celebrate the New Year. To put it in a small way, it was not polite, and to put it in a big way, it was not filial piety. There was no reason not to let their father-in-law and mother-in-law come to the mansion. Let them attend. It's not that she looks down on her father-in-law, mother-in-law, brother and sister-in-law, but her father-in-law and mother-in-law have never seen such a big scene before. They will definitely not be able to cope with it, and if something happens, it will be even more ridiculous. This is their family's first banquet, and they can't ruin it. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, TNNI. Chapter 339. My husband, how should my parents arrange the banquet? These ladies are all difficult characters. My mother lives in the village and has never seen these twists and turns. I am afraid they can't handle it, so when you ask tactfully. When it comes to matters of her husband's family, any daughter-in-law will be more sensitive. It would be bad if Hanyu thought that she looked down on her husband's family. She didn't mean to do so, but the reality still needs to be solved. Hanyu also thought of this problem: my parents won't attend that day. It just so happens that we have relatives in the city. We haven't been together for many years. We invited my parents to visit. Hanyu said this not because he was unfilial and only cared about his future. His parents knew that they should not be asked to attend such an occasion without being mentally prepared. It would be inappropriate for them to suffer. When he became successful in the future, his parents would naturally have a glorious time. Okay, I'll arrange a carriage and prepare gifts for my parents when the time comes. So when Ayu didn't ask about the relatives from Hanyu's capital city, knowing that this was probably an excuse, but since Hanyu had arranged it, she could breathe a sigh of relief and didn't have to worry about it. Shang Guanwu and Deng Chen's families came early in the morning and happened to get together. Deng Chen had something to say to Hanyu, and it was not good to run too often during this sensitive period, so he came early today, and Shang Guanwu was purely urged by his wife. Yezingson and Su Wenyu get along well. She always heard Deng Chen mention that the food in Han's house is delicious, so she wanted to come here a long time ago. She urged Shang Guanwu to leave early in the morning. Shang Guanwu is a man who dotes on his wife, and he doesn't just listen to his wife. I'm impatient to talk to those people. Find me a quiet place to stay, and I don't need anyone to accompany me. I'll go there when the time comes. Shang Guanwu didn't bother to be polite with Hanyu, and spoke directly. He also knew that Deng Chen came to find Hanyu for something. He knew some things in his heart and was even more impatient to interfere. I think so too. I really have nothing to talk about with those ladies. I'm with my husband. Sister Yu, please bring me some more delicious food. I heard that your food is very delicious. I've been thinking about it for a long time. You have to let me enjoy it today. Shang Guanwu was not polite, and Yezingson was even more impolite. It's true that people from the same family don't enter the same door. However, it was only with Hanyu and Su Wenyu, otherwise the couple would not make such a direct request, which meant to be close. No problem, our family doesn't have anything else, but there is definitely enough food. If you have anything you like to eat, just tell me and I'll arrange it for you. Deng Chen is also a foodie. If it were usual, he would definitely ask to eat together with his favorite food on weekdays, but today, maybe because he had something on his mind, he was not as casual and playful as usual. Deng Chen's wife Lu Yuan also came today. Probably because she was grateful for Lu Xiu's matter, her attitude towards Su Wenyu was a little more intimate than usual. Su Wenyu knew that she was originally interested in getting along well, so she naturally entertained her more enthusiastically at this time, and did not neglect her at all for other reasons. Lu Yuan had a better impression of Su Wenyu. It seemed that what her husband said was right. Su was indeed a good person. She didn't take it seriously when her husband asked her to interact with Su more. She was a little contemptuous and prejudiced. Now it seemed that she was narrow-minded. During this period, because of her mother's family, Lu Yuan was squeezed by people both in Deng Mansion and outside. Many ladies who used to be good friends also deliberately avoided her because they didn't want to get involved in trouble. They stayed away from her. Only in times of trouble can people's hearts be seen. Whether it was Hanyu's kindness to her Lu family or Mrs. Han's treatment of her, she remembered it. The invitations were sent in advance to attend the banquet and the number of people was determined. However, Su Wenyu didn't expect Hanyu to suddenly add Yin's brothers and sisters yesterday. And from Hanyu's tone, it seemed that he had a good impression of Yin Shi. This was a change from the situation in the previous life. I don't know whether it is good or bad. Madam Han, we meet again. I was rude to you before. I hope you won't take it to heart. We should get closer in the future, Yin Liwa said with a smile. She didn't show any contempt or arrogance that day. She was more sincere, which made Su Wenyu confused. This attitude change was too fast. I have long admired Miss Yin's talent and appearance. I couldn't ask for her no matter what Su Wenyu thought in her heart. She responded very appropriately and smiled. Yin Liwa didn't expect her brother to appreciate a person who climbed up by flattery. After all, she was in the inner house and didn't know some things. After listening to her brother talking about Han Yu, she realized that she was short-sighted and believed the rumors outside. As a result, she didn't have a good impression of Han Yu's wife. Recalling what happened that day, Madam Han is surprised by my attitude. I was wrong before. I believed the rumors outside, so I had a prejudice against you. Please don't take it to heart. Yin Liwa deserved to be the queen later. Although there were still some shortcomings at this time, she should not be underestimated. She actually guessed Su Wenyu's thoughts and said it very frankly, admitting her mistakes. Miss Yin showed such an attitude. If Su Wenyu still cares about the previous things, it would be too petty. Su Wenyu is naturally not a narrow-minded person. No matter what, just for this point, she can admit her mistakes so frankly. I admire Yin Liwa in my heart. Besides, she is not the kind of person who insists on holding on to others' mistakes. Miss Yin, I feel ashamed for saying that. I didn't speak well that day, so don't argue with me. I'm just a bit straightforward and don't mean any harm, Su Wenyu said with a smile. Such words sounded much better, without the annoying irony. They were both smart people, and they wanted to make friends and change their relationship, so they soon became close. No matter what they thought in their hearts, they looked the same on the surface. After getting to know each other better, Yin Liwa had a higher opinion of Su Wenyu and felt that Su Wenyu was actually an elegant and sincere person. Su Wenyu also felt that because of what happened in her previous life, she had a preconceived notion and regarded Yin Liwa as someone like Madame Sikong Ling. This was a bit wrong. In fact, the two were really different. Although Miss Yin had scheming and means, she was fundamentally different from that kind-faced but cruel woman. However, it was too early to say that. It was not easy to tell a person's character in a short time. When Ye Xingxin came out, she saw Su Wenyu and Miss Yin chatting and laughing. She thought she had seen it wrong. After she figured out the cause and process of what happened, she still didn't like Yin Liwa very much. People get along with each other based on fate. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tian Ni. Chapter 340. Sister Yu, your food is so delicious. I will come here often in the future, so don't dislike me. Ye Xingxin was still eating snacks in her mouth. She had really found a good place. Han, there were so many delicious things at home that she was almost full just from eating all kinds of refreshments. Xingxin, don't keep eating. If you keep eating, there will be a lot of good dishes at the banquet later. Be careful not to eat any more. Don't regret it then. Su Wenyu knew that Ye Xingxin's temper was not polite to her. Yes, especially Ye Xingxin looks cute, Su Wenyu treats her as her own sister, she said after seeing the way Ye Xingxin eats it. There are more delicious ones, so I have to keep some food in my stomach. I can't eat them. But Sister Yu, why are your pastries so delicious? You can wrap some of them later and I will take them back. This child is really good. You're welcome, it's delicious to eat at someone else's house, and now I want to take it away. Su Wenyu just fell into this trap. She used to wish she had a little sister. She was the youngest in the family, and she was bullied and controlled by her two brothers all day long. She also wanted to have a little sister who she could take care of. I wanted to taste the domineering feeling of being an older sister, but unfortunately I didn't get what I wanted. Now I have two cousins, Lan Xian and Lan Fang, but these two cousins were raised very well by their aunt, and the rules and etiquette have been engraved on them. Deep down, it can't be changed in a day or two, and even intimacy is limited. It's not like Yezingson, a familiar person who only asks her to ask for things, and she is happy in her heart. Of course, this also depends on the person. Otherwise, fate is really amazing. Su Wenyu felt that Yezingson was right for her, just like Yezingson found Su Wenyu pleasing to her eyes at first sight. Okay, as long as you like it, I'll ask the kitchen to make more for you later. Zhuangzi has sent a batch of fresh fruits and vegetables. I'll also have some sent to you later. If you like the magnolia slices, I have more. Keep them. Eat enough, Su Wenyu said with a smile, looking at Yezingson full of indulgence and pampering. Sister, you are so kind. You will be my biological sister from now on. Yezingson was so happy. Nothing can make a foodie happier than food. The eyes she looked at Su Wenyu were unprecedentedly warm and joyful. The relationship between the two was full of adultery, but fortunately none of the men from the two families saw it, otherwise they would definitely not be happy. But it's true that Su Wenyu likes Yezingson, and there are other things. Today, they have a banquet at home, and she doesn't have time to talk to Yezingson in detail. Aunt Feng's matter has always been on her mind. The Chinese New Year is a day of reunion, although it won't be so fast this year. Su Wenyu still wants Feng Susu and her son to reunite with their families as soon as possible, although there are some selfish motives mixed in. Su Wenyu from the Sun family felt something was wrong. The last time they were at the Deng family, Mr's son and her daughter changed their previous attitude and were no longer afraid of the intimidation of the Bayan Marquis mansion. They tried to provoke her 2 and 3 times, although they failed. It's not too obvious yet, but we can still see some clues from it. If we think about some of the recent actions of the Sun family, it can explain certain problems. If the Sun family colludes with some people in the Sun family, based on the relationship between their family and the Sun family, opposing positions, as well as old and new grudges, are bound to cause trouble. At this time, in a certain courtyard, Han Lin and Wang looked gloomy as they listened to the noise outside. The reason was that the guards guarding outside prevented them from leaving the courtyard. Old man Han and the second room of the Yang family all went out. Han Lin had to stay in the house because of the injury on his foot. Naturally, Mrs. Wang was taking care of Han Lin in the house. The couple was quite happy and thought of taking advantage of this opportunity. Maybe they can win over 1 or 2 powerful people, but who knew that Han Yu had been on guard against them for a long time, and actually sent people to guard the entrance of the courtyard, not letting them out at all. What do you mean? What are you doing to stop me? Do you know who I am? I am the brother of your family. If you offend me, I will ask the 4th child to drive you all out, Han Linhu said in a fake tone. Trying to scare the guards outside, but unfortunately it had no effect at all, so he could only stay in the yard honestly. Master, what do you mean by the 4th brother? Who do you think we are guarding against? Wang said angrily. You are not a prodigal woman. If the relationship between you and the 4th daughter-in-law had not been so tense, the 4th daughter-in-law would not be so disrespectful. Just shut up and take Siya with you honestly. If you can't even raise a girl, you don't have to stay in our old Han family, you loser. Han Lin's anger was directed at Wang. Wang moved his lips twice, but due to his current situation, he couldn't say anything. His face was a little gloomy, and his eyes were full of gloom when he looked in a certain direction of the yard. When the banquet came to an end, Su Wenyu breathed a sigh of relief. After all, nothing went wrong, especially the food, which was full of praise. At this time, Prime Minister Wang's successive reforms made life difficult for the people below, and the upper class were also affected. Although they were not short of food and clothing, their lives were getting tighter and tighter. There were also some at the banquet. It shows that we are no longer as extravagant and wasteful as before. Even if we have food, we still hoard it. Who knows what will happen in the future? The Han family's banquet was enough to show that they had a deep foundation. Not to mention now, even in the past, few families could eat such fresh vegetables and fruits in the winter, and they had to spend a lot of money to get them. The Han family actually had food from foreign vassals. The guests at the banquet were not ordinary people. Everyone present had some knowledge and recognized that there were still a lot of food from foreign vassals on the table. The most important thing was that the Han family's chefs were also good at cooking, and the food they made tasted amazing. After a secret talk with Han Yu, Deng Chen knew that Han Yu had made proper arrangements, so he was relieved. Seeing so many delicious foods, he ate them with great satisfaction. In the past, he always came here on short notice. It would take time to prepare such a big dish at the banquet today, and it would be too late to make it on short notice. This was the first time he had eaten it. After Shang Guanwu ate it, although he didn't show anything on his face, he was thinking in his heart that he would bring his wife here more often in the future. Good food, good wine, and a confidant are a great pleasure in life. After sending all the guests away, Su Wenyu felt like her whole body was about to fall apart. After washing up, she looked at her 3 children and fell asleep on the bed out of exhaustion. Han Yu came in and saw his wife like this, and felt so distressed, but he had no time to rest at this time. He kissed his wife on the forehead, tucked the quilt in, and went back to the study. Even Su Wenyu noticed the abnormality in the Sun mansion, so how could Han Yu not notice it? He even knew what the Sun family was thinking, but Han Yu didn't know the trump card Su Wenyu held in her hand, so he could only hurry up to make plans.